stage to keep possession alive.
Huge bid, gets the
It's a great
time.
opportunity for the Germans, and they break with ease.
Throw it the full 80 yards to the field? Are you kidding me? And an incredible catch. You are kidding me.
Oh my God!
One of the plays of the year.
Well, welcome back, Ultimate fans, to the Canadian Ultimate Championships, the 2025 Junior Edition here in Edmonton, Alberta at the Iverdale Sports Complex. We're here on our showcase field for a matchup between the Manitoba Ultimate Club from Manitoba in white and Nitro from the Prime Ultimate organization in British Columbia. My name is Clay Howlett. I'm here with Jen Beck, here to bring you this game. Jen, we are hoping for our first successful stream this morning, isn't that right?
We sure are, Clay. We do have the wind battling us up here on the stands a little bit, but I think we'll be able to have a great stream this morning. No lightning delays. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, for those of you that did tune in to our opening ceremonies and showcase last night, you may remember several delays and a turbocharged opening ceremony and the collective sigh from the crowd when we all witnessed the second lightning flash. That game between Golden Flingon and Helios was rescheduled and will be streamed today at 4:30 our time. So that's 6:30 Eastern or 5:30 Pacific?
3:30.
3:30. I went the wrong way. Will be rescheduled and playing on this field. So they don't get the crowd for the showcase, but they will be on the stream. So if you were fans of those two teams or were disappointed that they lost their time on tape, fear not. They will be back. But back to this game. Looks like Nitro and Blue is going to be starting on offense and Toba on defense. I'm intrigued to see this matchup. I know from just my knowledge of the British Columbia Ultimate that Nitro, while they are a B team, is quite an athletic group. They're usually on the younger side of the junior program because Dino, the A team, gobbles up the older players, but they're always very fast in the Prime Ultimate squad, and Toba is just a program that has lots of development and has been around forever.
Yeah, looks like we actually have Toba coming out on offense here, so pull coming out from Nitro. We have a strong wind left to right on your screen right now, so right now Team Manitoba going into the wind.
See a zone from Nitro right away as Tannehill looks for options. She'll dump that back. Toba quickly finding some holes in the zone to get some momentum. And that's Emmerling following her pass to keep that cup running behind. Great movement from Toba right now. That cup hasn't, well, now they established, but they barely have had time to establish. Friesen dumps it back. Toba, they'll play a little tic-tac-toe. Friesen's able to sneak that up to Emmerling. Toba is seeming to use this backfield very comfortably to make sure that the wind's not a problem. They get into their vertical end zone set and put one up. And it was hanging, but Rebecca Bieber brings it down. Goal signaled, no calls on the bumps, so a clean hold from Manitoba. Jen, I felt like that was some excellent zone offense into the wind there.
That was a fantastic first point for Team Manitoba. They didn't seem to be hindered by the wind at all. Yes, the handlers in the backfield did a great job, but I also really want to highlight those players downfield and noticing how their spacing and timing really made a lot of space for the handlers to work with. And then once they were able to get a couple upfield, the Nitro had transitioned back to a person defense, and they were able to find someone in the end zone.
Yeah, I really love that. I love watching handlers in a zone, not looking downfield and doing the classic point, go over here, why aren't you there, and then just putting up a sky ball. We never do that in Victoria. But, just seeing like that quick movement of my first option's not there, I'm going to move it around, or even, like, why even bother looking upfield sometimes? You have your handler core, we're just going to do a weave and play together here and move the disc upfield. Really excellent discipline. And I must say, and this is kind of the cardinal rule, you don't say this about the junior division, but you love to see that sort of discipline and intelligence from players this age, right?
Yeah, it was great to see. Like, even with the handlers, if they had to go around the cup, it wasn't like they were losing yards there. They were really forcing to move it laterally, taking the open option, getting to the break side. See how they do on defense here.
So that pole, the wind's going to help it, and it's going to land in the middle of the end zone. It's not fielded, so Darwoon has to run back and get it. It's too high, and not quite a Callahan, but now on the doorstep. Robertson looking for options. She puts that out in front of Sylvie Clausen. A quick break on the overthrow dish. Unfortunate for Nitro. Great momentum here for Toba.
It's like Nitro's hustling back to their line to get another shot at this with the wind. I think similarly to Manitoba, it'd just be a quick turnaround, get your focus back, and they have the wind at their backs this time.
Hard for any player, any division to bounce back after a play like that. But, we do see Darwoon go right back on the field.
Yep.
And I love that. I love that decision by the coach. You'd expect in lots of sports that player to get taken off.
Yep.
Be like, yo, you were just out there, you messed up, come take a seat. That is the wrong thing to do, right? You get your player back out there and you say, hey, like, that sucks, you can't control the wind, right? Let's get you back out there and just play the way you know how. So love to see that O-line just get right back out there.
Yep, and I think we'll have a bit more movement with them this time. yes, they're a younger team, but I think they still have a lot of experience here, and they're going to be able to get the disc moving in the right direction for them this time.
So now I believe Toba came down zone, and I mean that would make sense because you know, Nitro did have to. They were on the hard side, had to go upwind. Curious to see if Toba's going to throw zone even with the downwind. Often a good strategy. You kind of like make teams have to make way more throws even if the wind's at their advantage.
Yep.
You know. So a good pull for the conditions. Lands on the side, lines up with Nitro's brick.
And it is looking like another zone from Team Manitoba here.
So Huey, pivot handler, is finding some options. Gets it around to Darwoon. Toba is in that zone. Nitro players pointing to the backfield to get the disc moving laterally. Shen providing the pivot. Now Huey and Shen playing together. Bit stuck on the sideline. Shen trying to get it through, directing traffic with Huey. Huey did stay in bounds, or established in bounds, to get that up line, but Nitro seemingly trapped her on the sideline, so they're going to go around up high, and that throw is too difficult to get to. Kind of what the zone wanted to make happen, right?
We have Team Manitoba in a vertical stack right now against person defense.
Big layout grab to keep it alive. Number 12, Emma Robertson, digs that. She's looking for options. Nitro staying with the match defense. Busey runs that down. The wind was killing the momentum of that throw, but she saves it. She'll dump that to the front, or swing that to the front, excuse me, to Hall. Clausen is able to sneak it to Robertson. Toba utilizing the front of the stack to find Kelly. Handlers going up the line often. And seeing Clausen again, comfortable in this backfield. Coming out from the stack or staying home, very dynamic. That throw, though, too high for Bronwyn Hall. So Nitro back with the disc, looking for their first point. Shen would put that around, and it just makes its way up to Adeline Huey. Or Addie, as her teammates call her. Moves that around to Shen. Shen's throw, a little bit of spice on it, and low. Is too low for Natalie Young. Clausen moves that to Hall, but it bounces out of her hands.
Nitro has a great opportunity here right in front of their end zone. Hopefully they're able to make some nice smart choices here and convert this one.
Vertical set. They'll just swing it to the front. Hoy doesn't like her options from the stack. Motions for the up line, will still go for the around. But it seemed that Shen thought that that throw wasn't coming and seemed to pull up.
Yeah, just a little bit out of reach there. Team Manitoba's got 70 yards to go downfield.
Clausen puts that up the line to Hall. Hall's able to reel it in with a little bit of the wind bounce. It'll go back to Clausen. But that time her throw up high is too high. Lee's able to bring that in for Nitro. Addie Huey is able to find number 8, Kira Lee, with the juke up the line. Nitro gets on the board. Jen, they needed that.
They needed that, and great job by Lee with the defensive play and then the score afterwards.
So, he did see that point. I catch myself talking about wind, as I do. But I think we definitely see how this gust moving from left to right on the screen was playing a part in that point. Lots of errant throws over the top of players that were getting open.
Yeah, a lot of those throws by Team Manitoba going against the wind were floating up, and they had just had a couple that went over their heads, and Nitro was able to take advantage of that.
So we get a first look at the Nitro D line.
Nitro D played the first point, so this is our second look at them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that did happen, didn't
We
it?
have Team Manitoba going with the win this time. Yep.
It's the first game of the day, okay?
Second first look.
Yes. I wonder if we'll see some zone offense again from them, or if they're going
Yeah.
to try and match up their person, because their person seemed to cause a few turnovers in the last point.
Yeah,
So.
and when we did speak to Nitro before the game, I mean, they were talking about winning with legs and athleticism, no matter who they're playing.
Yeah.
But they'll have to hustle down on this
Yeah.
pole as
Nice
well. It's going to
roller
roll
at
out of
the
bounds,
sideline.
and that will give them time to set up.
Yeah.
But we do see a
Looks like a zone.
It is a zone. Yep.
Yeah. See if they can keep the disc on the sideline here, if Team Manitoba is going to be able to get it back to the middle quickly again.
Yeah.
Great
That
find
toss.
upfield.
Yeah, Tannehill to Hemmerling found that laser right up the line. Tannehill looking for all her options. We'll send that around. That's up high. And on the third effort by Kate Horn, that's brought in. She'll swing it around to Anderson. Anderson goes under to Bieber. Who has a quick up line to Hemmerling. She'll put that up, and that floats into the hands of Amber Friesen. Toba's O-line looking clean right now.
It's looking very smooth. They're using all 7 players on the field each point. So great read by Friesen there. That just jumped up a little bit on the way into the end zone, and they're able to adjust and still pull down the point.
And I believe no turnovers.
No turnovers by the Team Manitoba O-line so far.
That's right. This would be a great time to mention what we learned about Toba's off-season training.
Yeah, it was great. We were talking to Coach Karen Hatch before the game, and Manitoba has instituted a new high-performance program
So
for
cool.
their juniors. Yeah. So she's saying they started in October, training with a lot of the girls on this team playing. And they were working on a lot of their fundamentals and skill development all through the off-season. So they're not coming in to tryouts in the spring and having to start from like point zero and work their way up. They've developed a lot of those skills over the winter, and
Yeah, and it's early.
Yeah.
But I seem to think like that connection, you know, there's a definite correlation that I'm seeing so far.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Of just how this offensive line from Toba and their D-line just seemingly connecting with all their throws in
Yep.
these conditions. I mean, that shows a lot of practice over a lot of time has been had.
yeah, they seem to have a lot of chemistry together. They're also having a lot of grade 12s on this team. I'm sure they've played together for a few years, and this is their opportunity to show it at their potentially last national tournament in juniors.
So Nitro fields that pull quickly, facing a match defense here from Toba.
Oh,
Prema
pick on the field.
will swing that around to Hoy, but there is, oh, I'm sorry, that's Lee with the disc, my bad, wrong list. Swung that around, but there was a pick downfield. Seems resolved. We're just going to get clear on what the stall count is here. And now Lee moves that back to the middle to Huey. Big bid by Toba there, but not enough. Addie Hoy reels that in, and it seems that Abby Hoy just had her feet tripped up there on her own and drops it. Clausen immediately puts that up. Skyball here, and Hoy gets it back. Huey, excuse me, gets it back with the big defensive sky.
Great job by the 3 Nitro players trying to get themselves into position to make a play on that disc, and got the possession back for them.
Lee Toba's motion to come under. She makes a quick move, grabs it. Now she'll look to pitch it back to Darwoon, but that looked like it was blocked on the throw. So Clausen will pick up. Doesn't like her up line. We've seen this from Toba. They're really utilizing the front of the stack.
Yep.
But that throw did not have enough zip. And Nitro will get it on the sideline. Shen will pick up. Horizontal set here from Nitro. Shen liked the triple cut, but elected not to huck it. Huey reels that in. Nitro floating back into a vertical. Darwoon had Addie Huey under, but it seemed Clausen saw that coming and got the big run through D. She'll pick up, doing a lot of heavy lifting for this D line of Toba. She goes around to Robertson. Or excuse me, that was Busey who throws the point to Robertson. So Sadie Busey with the relief from the front of the stack there. And kind of seeing the same names pop up here for Toba's D-line, but do notice that like Sylvie Clausen has picked up every single disc in every position and just seems to have no fear.
Yeah, I like the
dealing with these
confidence,
conditions, yeah.
especially going into the wind here.
I think a timeout called by a team. It looked to me, it actually might have been Toba. We always love to see a signal, but timeout.
Oh,
Toba. All right. So we'll just let everybody know the timing on the timeouts is 90 seconds. You can take them when you have possession of the disc in your hands or between points. They are, you know, Jen, it's funny. I don't think when we play without observers or timekeepers, really respect how short a 90-second timeout is.
Definitely not. It's probably about 30 seconds to get to your team, and then you chat for a minute or two, and then another minute or two to set up. And yeah.
You know, there's timeout at halftime. Is halftime a timeout? It's a little bit of, but no, they are short. And you know, coupled with the very short time between pulls, as that seems in the rule set of Ultimate that we use, seems to get shorter every year.
It does,
you know,
yeah.
Offense has to signal readiness in 60 seconds after you know, a point starts, and points start as soon as the goal is confirmed on the last point. So, you know, 90 seconds is not a lot of time when you got to get it together.
Yep. Especially if it's a point where maybe you did not score the previous one and you have to go the 70 yards back to the other side of the field, catch your breath, figure out what you're doing on that point, and then get a hand up for the observer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clay, do you have any thoughts of any adjustments Nitro might want to make at this point in the game? They have an offensive line going into the wind right now, bringing a lot of energy to the line.
I actually do. And it's not so much about the zone. I mean, you're going to play through zone however you're going to do it. Their cutting is always striking first and then waiting for the pump fake under. And Toba is just reading the heck out of that. They know, right? They're with you on the deep. They're like, yeah, I dare you. I'm going to catch you. You just got the pump fake. Now I'm following you under. And it's like run through D or pressure or air is causing, and then our swings are getting caught up in the wind, right? What I haven't seen from Nitro is someone setting up a strike early before the thrower has really looked at them, such that they can turn and change that into an under before the thrower has signaled them, right? And that means that the Toba defense isn't going to see that. So I'd like to see some, long story short, far earlier undercutting from Nitro here. Toba comes down in match defense here. Nitro moving it quick. We haven't seen a lot of these players on the field yet. Millen will put that up, and it just bounces off the hands of Sammy Lamb. But right there, I mean, just as I was saying, some like, you know,
lots
really
of
quick
early looks.
Movement.
Yeah.
Pick called by the Nitro defender. Didn't see her number, so I think the discussion is whether that disc will go back or not. So that was number 5, Sophie Quinn, that called it. Now, while I was talking, Jen, I'm not sure if our viewers noticed, but people were running off the field because everyone got time capped. So coming off that timeout, everybody was overtime.
Yeah.
And the pull went up when it must, and we had coaches and players like sprinting to the sidelines. So like we say, that time goes real fast.
Yep. Nitro still seemed to adjust to even with the quick turnaround to timeout into the point. I think that was the best flowing offense they had into the win so far this game, so hopefully that continues for them.
They show a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
They weren't playing scared. They were just, let's go, let's run.
Lots of early stall looks upfield, just like you suggested.
Yeah. So from the back of the stack is speedy Tula Hill. We'll swing that back to her handler set. This throw is high. Don't know if number 10, Delaney Blackmore, was the intended receiver, but it worked. Good heads-up cutting by Toba here. She's locked in with a reset, and it's not there to Ella Muth. Runs out of time, and Nitro gets a hand on that. Quinn will pick up. And immediately goes for the deep shot, but that went out of bounds early. We see observer Sandra there marking with an orange pylon where it went out of bounds. Does Toba see it? Well, the handler does, but the stack doesn't. So in a good position here. Toba immediately into their up line and then reset from the front. And again, Tula Hill turning on the jets from the back of the stack to provide that reset. But her throw, the inside break is too low.
See if Nitro can get some quick looks upfield this possession like they did the last time. It looks like they have an ISO set up here.
Yeah, they seem to be starting with that horizontal ISO and then floating into vertical each time. It works. So Lauren Ma now finds an early cutting Sammy Lamb. I love that. Lamb immediately open. And another throw up high by Nitro. And Hill is there to knock it down. It seems that just these deep shots from Nitro just keep hanging too much for them.
Yeah.
Muth. Looking for a reset. It's not there. She'll just put that deep as a Hail Mary. It's not there. Sage Millen was ready for that and brought it down. Nitro again starting with that horizontal. They seem to be sticking with it. Good timing from Caitlin Ng. She'll put up another huck here we've seen from Nitro. And foul called by number 2, Lauren Ma. Jen, while they work that out, I want to voice my dismay with this continuing choice.
Yeah, the Nitro keeps looking for those deep shots, and while the cutter is open on the release, the wind is not having that smooth throw in that direction, and they're popping up, and it's giving the defense on Manitoba time to catch up.
But the speed is there, and Toba's defending it, right? If that cutter were to set that up early,
yeah,
and then turn on the under before their handler has turned around and make that early undercut, they're going to be open every time. And the first possession of this point by Nitro, that's what worked,
yep,
right? But they seem to be falling back into, I see you, you see me, I'm going deep, do it.
Yeah, and it's all of their underthrows on this point they've been completing. It's this deep shots that they have is where the turnovers happen each time. So hopefully here where they're starting midfield instead of on the end zone line, they'll have a couple higher percentage choices.
They did keep
Great
possession as the foul was contested. Sammy Lamb brings that in as that throw was overthrown. Nitro with their second point, eventually working it up the field. You see a lot of energy from Nitro there. Love to see it back in the game. I believe our score now is 4-2. I have not been writing it down, so I'll remind myself.
It's all right. First game of the day.
First game of the day.
We're fine. Great execution by Nitro in the red zone there. They were able to stay nice and calm and find that open receiver in the end zone for their second point. And now they have the defensive point going downwind. And we have Manitoba O-line back out there. I think still have not turned the disc over
Still
this
have not turned the
point,
disc
so
over,
we'll
you
see
know.
how attempt 2 goes upwind for them.
Yeah. That was a good defensive point by Toba. I mean,
It
if
was,
you're going
yeah.
to force a point to last, 5-10 minutes
Yep.
against the team's fresh O-line with a standard O-line that had been struggling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, looking at Nitro's line right now, we're seeing a lot of players that played the last point staying out there.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a personnel change from Nitro of saying, hey, our standard lines just weren't working, shake things up.
Good opportunity to try something a little bit different, knowing that you have the wind as an extra defender with you right now.
Yeah. So pull with some hang time. We'll give Nitro a
Offside
chance
called.
offside called. So
That is possession at the brick, correct?
that's right. So there's no warnings for offside. If the defense goes offside and the disc is not caught on the pole, offense can bring it up to the brick. So that's what happened there. And immediately Toba's just off to the races. Friesen finds the under to Hammerling. Goes back to the middle to Tannehill, whose inside flick is a little too low. It's number 28 on Nitro. Victoria Lee wanted to go to the bank there, but no one from Nitro was ready to pick it up instead. Sophie Quinn is going to immediately go for the deep shot, and that is over everyone's heads. I'm not going to talk about my thoughts about deep shots. So Friesen was there for the relief
Yeah.
and coverage. So first turnover we've seen from this Toba O-line. And wow, what a grab by Friesen to save that through traffic. Everybody is okay. And there it was Danielle Domingo who kind of got roughed up on that first attempt.
Yeah.
Instead gets the hand block,
Found a
double
little more
hand
space
block
that
stuff.
time, yeah.
Yeah.
The little slam the disc to the ground, make sure that it is not coming back up in the air for someone to catch.
Quinn recognizing the poach, so Nitro will just swing it around. Nitro spending a lot of time looking at the front. Domingo with the disc on the doorstep. Turning out to be a strong point for 26. Looking for Quinn, but it's just out of her hands. Would have been the first break for Nitro. See if Toba's O-line can drop back into their perfect rhythm here. Horn. Trapped on the sideline. We'll go around to Tannehill. Friesen. Puts it up a little high for Hemmeling and just drops it to the ground again. Nitro on the brick. This break would make this a 1-point game and get the energy up, I'm sure. So they must be hungry for it. Do they have the discipline here and the patience? Good swings, taking their time, but that throw a little errant. Toba not willing to wait for them to get in position. Bieber immediately moving that up to Hemmerling, but that throw kind of soft in the wind, Jen. Gets picked up high. We've seen that.
Another offensive possession here for Nitro.
Quinn goes to Domingo. Domingo looking for options, saying cut, cut, and her throw a bit zippy for Sage Millen. Millen signaling that's on me. Tough in these conditions when the wind just works against you in both directions. Speaking of, Friesen all over with the great
read by
reads and
Friesen.
saves here. She'll move that to Tannehill. Over to Horn. Horn's throw too light. Sammy Lamb running that through. Looking for cuts, goes to the middle. Millen, poached, is gonna put that up, and that's gonna hang everybody's in there, and no one brings it down. So too high for Ing. Tannehill will pick up. Coaching hat on, I'd like to see a centering pass or like an under and then a timeout call. But, you know, at the same time, like, this O-line had been solid. Maybe this is just a bit of a struggle. They need to just work through, and you don't need a timeout. It's just get it done.
Yeah, it could be, and Manitoba has already taken their one timeout this half. They do have 2 to use, so they might want to hold on to it a little bit. Their coaches might just want to let them work this out a bit and see if they can make those in-game adjustments themselves.
Domingo looking for options, wants to go to Quinn, and Quinn did call a foul on her up line, and then she called the foul. The thrower kept playing, and while that throw was fielded by Nitro, I'm not.
Looks like it was a retracted call at this point.
Okay, so we were going to see what happens there. So yeah, at the end of the day, that throw is going to stand. Caitlin Ing with the disc, 5 yards outside of the end zone here. Good patience. 1 yard now. Lamb looks for a reset. Wants Quinn. Quinn looking for options. Her throw too low for Victoria Lee.
Deep look right now for Team Manitoba.
And Quinn gets that back with the great inside read. Millen with the under. Doesn't like her first option out of the vertical. Looking to reset to Quinn. It's not there. High stall count. She puts it up. Will it be Domingo for the goal? It will. And Nitro's first break to bring this to a 1-point game. 4-3 for Manitoba. Jen, we have a ball game.
We do. Great point by Domingo. I think had a couple defensive plays there and ended up with the heads-up play to pull down that point in the end zone as well.
New favorite Nitro player. Yeah. You love that heart. Like, she got decked.
Yeah.
and it was by her own player. Like, it was a collision. But she kind of stood up, shook her head. She was like, whoa, where am I? And then immediately gets the hand block D, and then had a great, offensive run there in those multiple possessions.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if she gets another chance to play another D point here. I think we see a couple new faces out for Team Manitoba here, but also some familiar ones as well.
Yeah, I see Friesen out there, which she's been everywhere.
Yeah.
So keep her on the field. Absolutely. But we are seeing kind of that handler core of the O-line getting a rest from Toba. Seeing some D-line handlers out there. I think Sylvie Clausen, for example.
Would expect some person defense to continue from Nitro. That's generating terms for them a lot better than their zone was. So.
Yeah, just keeping that pressure on, and sometimes, in these conditions, if you just play really tough matchup defense, the throws are going to be hard.
Yep. Yeah, if you have every catch under pressure as opposed to the zone where you often do leave certain players open for catches, it can be a little tougher for teams to play against in the windier conditions.
But we do see a zone D from Nitro.
Yeah.
So Horn gets a little tic-tac-toe going. And this disc moves quickly over to Friesen. Horn looks for options, finds Clausen. Oh, and it bobbles off the hands of Horn. So Nitro at the brick. Maya Chong pointing to where she wants a cut. Sticks with her receiver, Lauren Ma. Ma's gonna put this up high, but all of Toba saw that coming as their defendant. Friesen's gonna put up this big hug to Clausen, and the wind shuts the door.
A little too far, yep.
Chong picking up, Blocked by Friesen. Looked like she wanted to huck it right away. Friesen on fire right now. Big hand block. Quietest celebration from the sideline I've ever heard.
They must just know her so well
They're
that it's just a standard play. We're impressed up here.
So Friesen with the scoop cut, looking for a reset. Wants Clausen. Clausen with the jump cut. Good positional defense by Kleckner. And it's a stall down. Excellent D by Nitro there. Mott doesn't like the huck option. Wants a reset. Looks to Chong. Chong goes around to
great second effort.
Angie Huey. Bounces off her hands, and yeah, the second effort almost there. Horn goes under to Robertson, who doesn't like her upline option. We're seeing that to be Toba's move. Clausen digs that out of the ground, keeping it alive. She'll find Friesen. Friesen doesn't like that first cut. Clausen's gonna go up the line because that's Toba's thing, but she has room, but there's a poach, but Clausen brings it in.
Way to get up and pull that down for Team Manitoba.
So that brings our score to 5-3. So after one break by Nitro and kind of a tough possession for an O-line, we saw that fresh O-line come out and get it done, and kind of seeing the players who are on right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that connection with Friesen and Clausen is going to be huge for Team Manitoba through this whole tournament. They've both been out there being able to essentially do what they want on offense.
Yeah.
I really like how that whole Team Manitoba O-line too has no hesitation in throwing to the break side. Most of the times when they bring the disc off of the sideline, it's immediately middle and swung to the other side of the field, giving them a lot more angles to work with.
Yeah, we're seeing that system, right? Where it's just you look to your reset, they go up the line. The front of the stack is going to make their 7 cut, fake open side, and then come down at a 45-degree angle parallel to the break side and move that around. So really effective for getting open. And when you have the throws to back that up, you can do that.
Yeah.
Really hard to defend, right? So, that fundamental ability of Toba to always break is just giving them such easy reset options.
Yep. Maybe some payoffs of that high performance program they have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And progressive goals.
Yeah.
Coach Hatch did tell us that they are looking for top 3 at this tournament for Toba, but they also have their progress goals as individuals, where it's, do we make those break throws? Do we ensure our timing's there and everything? So if break throws was one of the goals, Toba's sure achieving that today. We've got an arrowhead, diamond, whatever you call it, zone here from Toba, designed to create a lot of lateral movement and then trap on the sideline, which they do. Nitro moving the disc quickly, keeping it in bounds just down the line here. Shen is going to try and go around. She has it to Addie Huey. And Liang and Huey with a little tic-tac-toe to quickly get the goal.
Great smooth offensive hold for Nitro there. I think that's their first turnover free point of the game.
Yeah, that's right, a clean hold.
We're back within 1 point.
So Nitro was able to find a hole there around that zone, right? That zone is designed so that you leave your handlers who are standing in parallel, horizontal across the field, to play a lot of catch. And then eventually they'll turn it over. That's what you hope for. You play the stats, right? But what you can't allow to happen. So if you're on a wing defender, you're in the middle, you're not in the front, but you're in the middle and you're guarding the sidelines. So let that throw down the sideline, that outside in, sneak around you and get upfield, because as soon as that happens, you're dead.
Yeah, it was a great adjustment by Nitro. I think 2 points ago they tried that same throw against Team Manitoba zone and it wasn't executed cleanly, but this one time they were able to make that adjustment, and then after that it was 3-on-2 and they were able to score pretty quickly.
Yeah. But loving how Nitro kept themselves in this game.
Yeah.
The second point that was scored against them was almost a Callahan on the dish throw, right? Demoralizing. And their energy didn't falter. They've got to break back. They face a zone. They just march it down. Commendable for a young team. Mostly grade 10s.
Mostly grade 10s,
right?
and I think about 70% their first nationals tournament.
Yeah.
So great composure for this first tournament for a lot of these players, and a lot of things to grow on and build on for this game, for this tournament, and even the 2 or 3 years left they have of juniors ultimate.
So this just to be taken at the sideline, vertical offensive set from Toba. Now we're seeing a familiar O-line out of there, and Tannehill immediately finds Hemmerling. I'm not really surprised.
No. Yeah, Manitoba has some great offensive sets that they've run here and been able to hit those first looks pretty quickly and efficiently and get their D-line back out on the field.
Score now 6-4. Games in this division are played to 15, so our half will be just beyond the 45-minute mark thanks to the halftime cap. I have not been timing it, or when one team reaches a score of 8. So we're getting close.
I think we're about 6 minutes away from
And
a
that-
halftime cap coming into effect, which is then finishing that point and adding one to the higher score after that and playing to that score. So,
It's like soft cap.
yes.
Yes. Which, if you've ever listened to me on the microphone before, I'll talk about every game. Well, the wind here has remained the same.
Consistently breezy.
Yeah. Our scaffolding is nice and solid.
Not too terrified. of
Cameraman
the
Les
lizards.
agrees.
I would say it's less windy than the last time I was on this scaffolding with you about 6 years ago.
That's true, yeah. Clausen's pull will land inbounds. Lining up with the Brit mark gives Toba lots of time to get down there into a zone. We're seeing an immediate trap. Don't know if we're going to see a cup or an arrowhead here, but trapping immediately, keeping Nitro on the sideline. Need to swing this right away. They do. And Rosen's throw just wasn't sure, misread there by Shanner if it went a little too far, but Bronwyn Hall will pick up. Clausen with the jump cut to come back on the 45. Didn't like her reset from the front of the stack. She'll give that back to Hall, and they get some give-go action happening. And it looked for a minute that it might happen, but the wind just pushing that throw into the ground, but Toba gets right back into their zone.
You can see now that Nitro's moved it off of that sideline. It was an arrowhead in the
That's out
middle.
of bounds. Yeah, straddle call there as Natalie Leung caught it, but both her feet hit the ground at the same time, and one was out.
Great,
But yeah, you're right. That arrowhead did come back into play.
great opportunity here for Team Manitoba to break upwind to score a potentially 7th point, and then have the opportunity to take half going downwind next
Great
point.
leading throw. OI backhand there from Clausen. And she'll give her teammate a hug. I believe that was Robertson who reeled that in, but I didn't see, so sorry, Toba. It was Emma. Yes, thank you. Yes, so that it was Emma Robertson with the goal. So that puts us at 7-4. Another break from Toba. And this is where you want to be to take the point for half if you're Manitoba. You're going downwind. You've got some players just firing on defense right now. Friesen's hanging around the clipboard. Coach, you are going to put me on, right? Obviously. Look how I'm playing, Coach. Put me on, Coach.
Yeah, with a pretty quick point previously, they have an opportunity to bring out some of those legs that played that last point and not be too worn out.
That's true.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so we are seeing some different personnel here. I mean, there's lots of, as a coach, there's lots of different things you can do here. You can say, okay, we're up 3. We're going downwind. Do I get some of my players that haven't played much in the game out there right now for defense? Or do I put on a kill line? And we get this point, we take half.
Take
we
half.
We make a statement here with our, big guns, right? Like, what are we going to do? So I think it's a little bit of everything. I'm seeing some players out there that we haven't seen very much yet. At the same time, I believe I see Charlie Tannehill out there, who's been one of the main O-line handlers. Offside. Won't really matter because the brick is. Oh wait, no, I'm
it's
wrong.
Second? No, Nitro had the first offside.
We're just waiting to see here.
Looks like they're going
Yeah,
to
second
half.
offside, so they get a half. So it does matter. Pardon me. But the play's live. Like, it's not a dead disc, right? So everybody's a little bit disorganized right now. And Nitro, unfortunately, didn't really seem to know what was happening. So Tannehill's going to pick up here. Her throw blocked by Natalie Leung. Good shutdown for getting back for Nitro. Nitro able to get organized now. They'll get into a horizontal ISO. Shen wants her to go. She'll put that up high. And was able to find Leung, whose defender was looking the other way, and immediately pitching it to Addie Huey. So, you know, as I was saying before the point, like, this is where you want to be for the D-line, and Nitro on the other side of the coin, like, this O point's huge. Right?
It is, and great on them for being able to convert that upwind point there. So now their defense has a chance to maybe get another break in before half going downwind.
Yeah, Nitro not going away in what has seemed to be in a game from Manitoba here, where they just seem to be, I don't know if prepared's the right word, but maybe confident?
Yes. I think we have a few more years experience on that Team Manitoba side, and I think that's showing in a bit more composure out on the field. We have our usual O-line crew back out for this point here.
And Nitro, with all the coaching personnel out there looking at their matchups, but not a lot of time. So after the offense signals readiness, which they have 60 seconds to do, the defense does have 20 seconds to prepare themselves. So I can hear them right now counting out on the line for what will be a match defense. Quinn's pole will be fielded by Anderson. Finds Horn in the middle. Her pass a little high for Rebecca Bieber. So Quinn waiting for her offense to get set. Doesn't like the deep. Signals for the under, but once again, Toba sees these pump fakes. They know how to get into the lanes here. Quinn called something and had to make sure she got the count right with Tannehill. They resolved that quickly. Lauren Ma now doesn't like her under. Looking for a reset, runs out of time, just puts it up. Miller with the read. What a grab. But now she needs some options. Who's there? Not quite for Quinn. High stall count, gonna run out of time. Ma with the release. Quinn's available for the dump. Ma looks her off, but didn't see that Hayden Cock had changed direction.
Team Manitoba doing a really good job of really clogging that under space right at the front of the end zone line against Nitro's offense there.
Blackmore under to Bieber. Nitro looking hungry for this defensive play. Horn in the middle looking for the around, instead finds Tannehill. Tannehill, crisp throw up to Bieber. Bieber's gonna air that out. And the OI lefty backhand pushed down into the ground by that wind. Great effort by that player on Toba, whom, if she turns around, we'll give credit where credit's due, but they have tiny numbers on the front. That was Hemmerling with the effort. Millen getting up high, but it's not quite there. So Horn will pick up. Unsurprising to see Tannehill immediately make a move up the line. Can she keep her toes in? She does. That's a goal, and Toba will take half. The score, 8-5 for Toba, but Nitro still in this game, Jen. I think it's still anyone's game right now.
Absolutely. I know I've been in many halftime chats with 8-5 scores of how it can be kind of that scariest score to take half with. It's almost like the team with the 8 feels a little bit confident they've gotten a break or two, but 3 points is still very much within reach for Nitro in the second half.
So halftime now. They are 7 minutes long. Producer Kat back here will run some ads for you on the stream, I believe, and then we'll be back with you shortly as we're going to bring up some players just to talk to them about how they think things are going and how they are at Nationals. So we'll be back on the mic with you shortly. The stream will not halt. It'll just be some ads, some interviews, and then back for our second half.
I love working with a team towards a common goal.
For the camaraderie.
Camaraderie and playing with my teammates.
I play for my team.
Teamwork and the connections that I can build on and off field.
For the community and the exercise.
Because of the community and the competition.
I like playing Ultimate Frisbee for the competition.
I play for the competition and the fun.
For fun.
Because fun.
I love getting to work hard.
You get out of it what you put into it.
Leave everything out here.
Every time I step on the field, I want to be a better player.
You know, give something people to talk about.
Be happy but never satisfied. To step away from real life and focus on Frisbee.
I play because I love Ultimate.
Find your drive.
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 All right, Clay here, back for a halftime interview. I've got Sage Millen up here with me. Now, Sage, we just had a connection.
Yeah.
Because I coach one of your family members.
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah, I will say I've seen him make some good efforts before, obviously coaching him a little bit. But I've seen you make some efforts that I would argue are of equal or better quality. You've been everywhere this game. How are you feeling right now?
Thank you. Pretty good. I'm really excited to be here. I think I could be playing better this game, but that means there's always room for improvement. So
Yeah.
second half.
So we were talking up here about, you know, the second possession for your team in the game, or sorry, the second point. You know, there was an overthrow. It was almost a Callahan by Toba, and we said that can be really demoralizing for teams. Your team's energy has not been bad at all. What do you guys do to, like, keep that energy up? It's been fantastic.
I think our coaches told us before we went on to remember to like stay in a bubble and focus on ourselves and our game. So what the other team does shouldn't really affect how we're playing, and we keep our sideline energy up.
That's very insightful. You know, it's lovely to hear that from a player coming out of the junior division. Is this like your first nationals, or have you been here before?
No,
What's
this
going
is
on?
my third.
Oh, so you're a grizzled veteran. You're like, I know what it takes to stay in it. Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and so what do you think is happening in that huddle down there with your team right now? What's being talked about?
I think we're probably talking about what went well in the first half and what we want to change. and probably some plays that we're looking to do.
Yeah, cool. Anything you're really looking forward to for the weekend beyond this game, or like maybe are you just eyes on the second half right now?
Yeah, I'm happy to be here playing at Nationals. I think it's really fun, and I'm gonna try and enjoy every game.
Great. Want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Who's watching?
Probably my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, well, thanks, Sage.
Thank you.
Good luck in the second half.
Okay.
And I'll let you get down to your team.
Thank you. Bye.
Now joined by Amber Friesen from Team Manitoba. Amber, how are things going this game?
We're feeling pretty good. We really enjoy kind of rough weather. We get a lot of it in Manitoba, so it's kind of our comfort zone. So we're happy with the zone play.
Yeah, we've really remarked up here your O-line has just been crisp and confident, and y'all seem very in control. Has there been any adjustments that you've had to make in this game, or have you heard the coaches saying, hey, we need to do this better?
A little bit on our defense. We're trying to work on our forcing kind of straight up almost with the wind, like making sure that the open side isn't as open because the wind will take the disc. So let them try to make the swings, let the wind kind of do its thing.
Yeah. Hey, it seems like you've been very heads up D down there. Has everyone been told like you need to know where the disc is or you need to communicate?
We like our guns up. Disc and player. Keep them on each side of you.
Oh,
know where everybody is at all times.
Love that. All right. You're having a great game.
I am.
Yeah.
Loving it. I'm having a fun time.
Yeah. Is it typical of Toba to get the players who are like, they're on fire right now, we're going to keep them out there?
Yeah, we like to keep our energy up.
Yeah.
As soon as somebody's kind of feeling themselves, we have a couple girls who really like bidding for the disc and stuff like that. So as soon as they're on fire, keep them pushing, keep looking for those looks, they'll get them.
Oh, that's awesome. Anything you're looking forward to? Or are you just like, this game, this is it?
Yeah, one game by game,
yeah.
Keep pushing. I'm excited for the rest of the tournament. It's a nice long, I enjoy tournaments that are a little longer. 2-day tournaments feel a little too fast, so I'm excited for the grind of 3 days, recovery, just hanging out with my team.
Right, getting settled in. Cool. Well, thanks so much for coming up here and
Thank
giving
you.
us your insight. Anyone that you want to say hi to?
My mom's probably watching. I probably got some family watching. I have to say hi to them. It's going to be a fun time. Hopefully they enjoy it.
Oh, great. Well, good luck, Amber. Thanks for the interview. Excited to watch you in the second half.
Thank you.
And we're back. Second half action here in our women's division at the Canadian Ultimate Championship Junior Edition. Nitro in blue, Toba in white. Toba coming down in a zone. They're winning the game 8-5 right now. But Nitro stayed in this game, and Toba's zone has been consistent, and the hand block there by Anderson is going to give Toba a shot here to get a quick break out of half. That throw a little too far for Kagan. But we see the zone set up immediately by Toba. Nitro has found those holes through the middle. And a little bobble by the wind by Addie Huey, had to make the third effort, not quite there. Clausen, who has been solid, picks up, goes under immediately to Busey. She'll find Clausen back up the line. Clausen outstretching to bring that in. We'll go over the top to a speedy number 4, Tula Hill, but just out of her reach. I like the look, Jen.
I like it, yeah. I think the wind may have even picked up a bit over half. And I think it's just pushing those discs a little bit farther than they were in the first half for Team Manitoba.
Young doesn't like the look to Abby Huey. Unfortunately, it bounces off the hands of Shen with the wind.
Third break chance for Team Manitoba in their red zone already.
Clausen picking up. There could have been some confusion or a violation there because that disc came in ahead of the pylon, and I think the Nitro defender thought it had to come back to the pylon, but perhaps not.
Yeah, it looks like the thrower was not marked very well at that point there, so it could have been the mark was not ready for the disc to come into play.
Yeah, I think what happened was, actually, you know what, it seems that there was an explanation that was either for something else or that the defense does have to show the offense they have to go back, and if they don't dispute it, well, the offense gets to play from where they were. But, you know, Clausen, whether she was a foot up or down vertically on the field, I don't think it really matters. She's got crisp throws, and, you know, we see her right back out there with the disc. So a quick break out of half for Toba here. I think this is Toba's chance that if they can get another break here to sort of you know, really silence that energy we've seen from Nitro this game.
Yeah, I think going into the wind right now would be a great opportunity for them to go in a little bit of run here out of the start of the second half. Nitro's still very much engaged in this game, though. They have their teammates all together on the end zone line waiting for the pull, but also they have every teammate on the sideline engaged in the game as well. So I think it might take more than another break or two to knock their energy down a bit. They're really committed to it right now.
So match defense here from Toba. Rosen was able to move that up to Liang. Liang is looking for a dump to anyone. She'll go for the around to number 10, Addie Huey. There are 3 Huey sisters on Nitro playing together. And that throw too low for her sister, Abby. Clausen picks up. Doesn't like her under. We'll look to the reset. Goes around to Hull. Hull a little over the top. And now Toba doing what they do, cutting early, moving the disc with tight throws. Robertson looking for options. She'll go back to Clausen. They play together to get that reset back upfield. I love the use of that negative space to get it right back into the middle. Good heads up D there by Nitro. Is a foul call by Finn Deck, who, from my perspective, Jen, I think she might have got slapped in the arms there.
I definitely heard something as the play happened. I think there are also 2 Nitro players involved in that defensive play there, and I'm not sure which one may have caused some contact versus who made the play on the disc there.
And in the scope of the rules, that's just unfortunate for Nitro, because that throw, tight spot into coverage, I think the Nitro players were there first, but it doesn't matter if they're slapping hands out of the way. Even if that's just incidental by accident, you can't, it is a foul, which is just an accident, right? It's not malicious, it's not intentional, it's not cheating, it's just you can't hit someone's arms out of the way when they're trying to catch, no matter what. So just a misfortune here for Nitro if that is the case. It is contested. We see the signal from observer Sandra, so the disc will go back to the thrower. Selby Robertson with the disc, I believe.
Players repositioning themselves to where the throw went off.
Clausen immediately down from the vertical stack with speed. She'll move that around to Hull. Hull is able to find Hill coming down the middle of the stack. Her throw a little too high for Robertson. So Angie Huey picks up. Nitro's cuts seeming disorganized, not there right away, but they're going to go for the huck. Seen this trend a lot. That throw is going to sit just out of the reach for her sister,
there might
Addie,
be an injury here.
who takes a knee. She signals, I'm okay, but I'm going to need a sub. And we'll move off under her own power. So Nitro will sub. And you also see players from Toba subbing. If one team takes an injury sub, the opposing team may sub any player for any reason. So it looks like Delaney Blackmore comes on for Toba. And Caitlin Ng coming on for Nitro. Clausen picks up, no surprise.
Not at all there. Consistently being able to find great break side looks or open side, depending on where her teammates are.
Bradford with the save. She'll find Blackmore. Clausen with another big jump cut to get up the line. I can do that, I just don't want to.
Knees react a little bit differently as the decades add on.
Martin's throw a little too high. I like the look to Tula Hill, but the wind making that hang just out of Hill's reach. Huey picks up. Nitro getting a chance to get organized. They really like this. This horizontal ISO has been their bread and butter. So we'll see a cut here, I'm sure.
We see a timeout, actually.
Oh, all right. Okay, fun fact. I usually lament this timeout on the goal line. You're having a bit of struggle. On the other hand, sometimes you need to tell your team, it doesn't matter where we take the timeout. If people aren't cutting in time, aren't cutting hard, we need something to get going, right? If we have an offense that's disorganized, get in good field position. But if we don't have an offense, I mean, we need to talk.
Yeah. Sometimes the 60 seconds to grab some water and put a little bit of energy back into those legs is worth it, in sacrifice of maybe having to go still 70 yards downfield into the wind. So hopefully Nitro's able to draw up a play here that will get them some yards quickly downfield and keep working those unders that have been working so well for their offense.
So Abby Huey with the disc. We do see Nitro set up in their horizontal ISO. Still asking questions though. Caitlin Ng wondering, am I the cutter? And she is. So we'll see her make the first move here. But defense, yeah, this is interesting. Defense gets 20 seconds to set after offense has set themselves on the field. You see Clausen immediately going, we know what they're going to do, right? You see number 9, Claire Radford saying, yeah, we know what they're going to do. And we just got double poach here and a person defense. So Toba all over that.
Still lamenting.
Well, I'm glad they got moving. They weren't moving, right? They had to do something. Except it's just been their one play on offense, right? That horizontal ISO.
Yeah.
And Toba knew.
Yeah, they've been able to adjust really well to that.
Now Nitro in a dynamic position here. Instead, they're going to elect to go for the static and get organized. I actually would have liked to see more of a just drop into your place here with Nitro. As Toba is just jamming that space in the middle. Like Friesen at halftime was talking to us about just really clogging that space. But Nitro's able to move it around.
Yeah. Oh, they have a...
And that throw picked up by the wind. There was a call. Did you see it?
I didn't see a call or any signals, but I am not sure.
Okay.
Although the Nitro player is picking up the disc.
I think they were just checking. We made a call, but does it matter? They're like, no, I guess it is a turnover. And yeah, like if something happens that's not part of the play and then your team overthrows it, does it go back, or was it just between us on the same team? Is there no call? And I think that's what happened. Blackmore with a great bring down there. As that throw was too high, but there is a pick signaled. I believe it was in the middle of the field in the stack. So Claire Radford has the disc. It should stay with her, as I don't believe Leung, her check was pegged. But it could have been a few
So
throws
we're just
ago.
clarifying, but
Yeah.
I didn't actually see the pick call from where it happened. So.
Ghost call.
It's a mystery.
Well, we'll see. Maybe it was Huey that called the pick. Now, you can't say in a pick, hey, I think you were going to get it, but I was blocked from putting a mark onto you.
Yeah.
So it could also be that Huey feels like she should have been in a better position to put the mark on, because while Blackmore was going to get it, she needed to play defense. But no, that is not what happened.
Nope.
Apparently.
Looks like we're going back to the previous throw.
Yeah, that'll go back to Clausen. So there was a pick, and Blackmore was involved, so it goes back. I don't know if that's exactly where the field position was, but you do the best you can when the call was that long ago. Clausen sticks with Blackmore. Sevens across the front after her undercut wasn't an option. Hall is going to look for Clausen. That throw up high. Great D there by number 15. Adelie Hoy on the brick mark. Nitro needs a score to stay in the game. Hearing the one at a time call. Lots of Nitro players all over. The coach is encouraging them to get the ISO, but it's not there. Great defense. I believe that was Hall with the D. She'll go up the line, but little too low. Nitro getting organized. Huey with the clap signaling she wants movement. Darwoon reels that in. She's looking for options. Huey's gonna muscle her way up the line over the top, and Huey with the vice grip.
Way to hold on to that one in the end zone.
Yeah,
Definitely came out a little bit wobbly.
Snatching that out of
Might have
the
been a
air.
hand on it.
So 9-6, Toba. And with this round going to 11:55 for the Softcap, I mean, 14 minutes is plenty of time to stay in the game within a 3-point deficit. So I really do think I said something right, and I do think that was a must-get point for Nitro. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, especially with the wind at their backs, now they have to go into the wind if they wanted to try and break again here. So getting those downwind points really crucial in this game, and then try and put your best 7 out to potentially score one of those upwinds and see if they can pick away at this lead that Team Manitoba has right now.
And talking to their coaches before the game, Coach Miju and Coach Josh, they were saying about Nitro, like, they want to punch up, right? They're here to compete with the teams, a team that wants to be in the top 3, for example, and just win with their legs and everything. So, I mean, if this Nitro squad just goes out there and just pours everything in that they can each game, you know, and in the junior division you can typically do that every game. You know, they have a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. For their first game of the tournament, coming out with lots of energy, lots of things to highlight, as well as things to build on going into the rest of the tournament. I think they'll do a great job
Horns
against
pass.
any other A teams coming up.
Yeah, Horns pass seemed, Nitro defender got a finger on it there. Quinn looking for options. She goes around to Emma Jang, but Jang just misread that a bit, or bounced in the wind and bounces off her hands. Horn will pick up, freeze in front of the stack, immediate cut, gets up high and reels that in.
Another for the Friesen highlight reel of this game.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, new favorite player on Toba. Boom. Yeah. Friesen in her halftime interview has just said, locked in, focus on this game, don't talk. I mean, shouldn't seem offended when I said what she was looking forward to, but she was just like, no, this is the game I'm thinking about. This is what's up.
One game at a time is the mentality to come into this with, though.
So, man, she's living it out there. So 10-6. Oh, Observer Ken is here. Thanks. Now, I've just been told, Jen, that it is difficult to hear me. I have never had anyone tell me that before. Usually, people are like, Clay, stop, dude.
It's too much. Tone it down.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? To that, thank you, y'all, who are listening to the stream or watching the stream, however you're enjoying it. And we appreciate in the comments when you're letting us know if we get a name wrong or if we're too quiet or anything like that, because often we do the best to make that judgment, but we don't have a whole, squad here. We've got just a great team, but a small team. Producer Kat, producer Sarah do what they can to make sure the stream's coming through great. But if you think the sound quality's bad and want to ask us if there's anything we can do about it, sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. Yeah. And if we can, we're going to do it. So yeah, please give us that feedback. Kindness goes a long way.
Yes.
Unless I know you, please don't tell me I sound like junk.
And if you know Clay and you're telling him he sounds like junk and you're potentially playing later in the week, you might be a little aware of what he might say back to you.
No, but the real key is will you be on the stream field later? I will light you up. But so the horn went, signaling soft cap. For the soft cap, here I am talking about caps. For the soft cap, you have to finish the point and add 1 to the higher score. Now this point had actually already started as soon as Friesen scored. So the cap will be applied after this point is scored by either team. And we'll let you know what the game will be to after that score. It depends on who scores. So arrowhead zone here by Toba. Banking on this lateral movement to generate a mistake. And we're seeing this lateral movement from Nitro here. This is what Toba wants. They don't want that to go through the middle. They get a trap on, but they're okay. This is okay. Like, you're okay with this in this zone. Lateral movement is fine. That is also fine. But now are you going to stop this through the middle? You are. Excellent. So Toba doing a great job of containment here. But now the zone's starting to get tired. Does Nitro still have the legs to race them across the field and get some edge? But no, and that's what you bank on in that zone, right, Jen? You just want lots of throws to get that turnover.
Great adjustment by Hull on the wing on this side, looking immediately for any upfield passes, once Nitro got it to the sideline and was able to keep that way they beat the zone last time.
Muth throw blocked by Addie Hoy. Nitro put it up right away. Muth can't make a play on that. And Hoy with the double happiness, screaming in happiness at her play. She deserves that. Ooh, tough competition for new favorite Nitro player. Watch out, Domingo. Yeah. So the score now is 10-7, and because the cap is now in effect, what we will do is add 1 to the highest score. So this will be a game to 11. So Toba just needs to score once.
Yep.
And Nitro needs to score 4 times. Has it happened in the history of Ultimate? Yes. So not unattainable, but looking down at Toba's line right now, if I was a Nitro fan, I'm just loosening my tie a little bit here, going, pulling the collar out. You've got some heavy hitters from Toba out there right now. Friesen, Tannehill.
Yeah, a lot of the team that's been all over the field this game.
Yeah.
And still out there, even though Nitro just scored, out there looking confident.
Yeah.
Nitro, though, their whole team rushed the field on that last point. They have a lot of energy coming out here, so hopefully they can convert that maybe into a turnover or 2 in this point.
Yeah. Well, they're their bubble, right? I believe Millen was saying at halftime that Nitro, is to stay in their bubble, stay as a group. And you'd love to see that. No matter what, the whole team's involved. So Tannehill will pick up. That pull went out of bounds pretty early. So very favorable position here at about half, or just beyond half here for Toba. Flood play, Tree to Friesen. Friesen looking for options. There'll be a triple cut there. And Hemmerling brings it in, and that should be the game. I love that vertical play. Really hard to defend, like an ISO generated like that. Big hugs all around.
Great use of space by Team Manitoba in that last point. It was one-on-one for both Friesen's catch and the scoring throw. And when it's one-on-one as offense, you get to decide where you want to go, when you want to go there, and how fast you want to go there. And defense just has to react to it. So they did a great job there, playing high percentage for that last point.
Now, that is game, so Toba takes it 11-7. Jen, if I had to put a story on this game, I'd say both teams came out and okay. Okay, hold on. So we are done. Yep, just checking in with the observers. Yes, we are done. Sorry, a little confusion up here, but we're good. So, Jen, I was going to say, I think both teams came and did what they wanted to do. Nitro, of course, wanted to win, but talking to them before, they were punching up. Toba being consistent, it's what they wanted, right?
Yeah, I think both teams can take this as a win for their goals for the tournament. Nitro wanted to show they can compete with the A teams across the country, and I think they did that. And Manitoba came out, lots of consistency on offense. They had multiple holds where they did not turn the disc over at all. They were able to show a lot of movement across the field, using the break side really well and really playing well as a team to show that they are one of the top teams at this tournament.
So we're going to jump off this stream, but be back shortly for our next game, which will also be in the women's division, which will feature T10 and Chain Reaction here on the showcase field. So we'll be back with you soon. Thanks for joining us.
Stage to keep possession.
Huge bid, gets the touch.
Great opportunity for the Germans, and they break it. Nitro at the full 80 yards to the field. Are you kidding me? And an incredible catch. You are kidding me.
Oh my God!
One of